So we have this question, this topic. How do I keep my wife interested in me? And I'm going to really give you a lot of help here. I'm Paul Friedman. I founded the Marriage Foundation, and I've been doing this for many, many, many years. I used to be a divorce mediator, so I also worked with people who were ending their divorce. But over 20 years ago, I shifted my practice because I discovered that the way Western therapists handle marriages, it doesn't work. So we've been really helping men and helping women. We have courses. Go to our website, themarriagefoundation.org. Definitely subscribe to this channel so you can learn a much more positive and goal-oriented way of driving your marriage. So keeping your wife interested means that you have been observing her not being interested, or why would you care? Let me tell you why she married you. That's going to help. Most people get married without any thought of as to why, other than what I would call romantic notions or ideas that don't really give you substantive things that allows you to focus your attention on what is needed. You know, everything else in life, let's take up driving, for instance. If when you were a teenager you were going to get a car or learn how to drive, you learned about automobiles, you learned how they work, and then you learned the rules of the road. You learned about what drunk driving does and all of these things, which are very important. Or you wouldn't get into a car because you'd kill yourself. But when we get married, we don't learn about the vehicle of marriage. That's a metaphor. The car is a metaphor for the vehicle of marriage. And so we don't know how to drive our marriage. We don't know the rules of the road, or you wouldn't even be asking this question. And you would see that, you know, we live in a cause and effect world, don't we? So if you're in a cause and effect world and you can't see the causes and effects within your marriage, it means that you never learned it. It's not your fault that you never learned it, because no one teaches this. We're sort of the first. You know, my books sort of cover it in a way of an explanation. It's not a trendy, my books aren't trendy marriage books. They literally lay out how a marriage is supposed to be. So going back to this, you're not doing what will keep her interested in you. Usually that means you are doing things that's pushing her away. So I'm going to tell you what the number one thing is that men do to push their wives away, and see if it doesn't resonate. The reason why a woman, and this is in her subconscious mind, because we all have bodies, right, is she married you for the protection that you afford her. And this is very important to understand, because what men do, instead of offering this protection, is they demonstrate their power, which is supposed to be used to protect. They use it to control their wives, to manipulate them, to get them to do what they want in the form of demonstrating anger. Maybe it's a harsh look. Maybe it's yelling at her. You know, when you yell at her, it's not like when she yells at you, because you're a man, you're tough. Your yelling scares the heck out of her. Now she has trained herself to not be taken aback, but it's still hitting. It's still hitting and doing damage. A glare, doing damage. A tone, doing damage. A look, doing damage. Imagine you hire a bodyguard and You've been together for a while, he's with you all the time, and then one day he says to you, pulls out a gun, goes, you know what I can do with this to you? He's gone. He's fired. Because he's taken the power that you hired him for and turned it on you. Showed you that he's willing to kill you. Your wife hired you in a way as a bodyguard, and if you use your power or show her that you're willing to use that power on her, this is the number one thing. And men do this because we're miseducated. You know, even church-going men, they learn that men are the head of the household, and so it gets twisted. And instead of showing their wife how tough they are to others in defense of their marriage and their family, they use it on her. So that's the number one thing. The number two thing is they are not giving her why she married you from her soul's point of view or heart's point of view. She married you so you could adore her, so you could love her. And a lot of men hear this and they go, okay, I could start doing that. I'll get flowers. I'll start telling her I love her and all this stuff. And this is where men really screw up. And they screw up because they do not understand this overwhelming reality, because we're not taught this. So I'm going to teach you right now, and it's not going to solve all your problems. You'll then have to get the Course for Men or one of the books. Definitely subscribe for the channel. Okay, enough plugging. So here's what's up. Our actions spring from our thoughts. Our thoughts are primarily habitual. You can call the collection of your thoughts your thinking. Now, you may express your philosophy as one thing because then you're having a chance to think about things. Oh, I believe that women are this and men are that and society is this way. That's philosophical and you think about it. But chances are you don't behave in alignment with your own philosophies because we're not taught how to manage our own minds. We're not taught how to take control over our minds. And this is probably one of the greatest deficiencies in our society, as we are not taught that the mind is a possession and that we're obligated to completely control it so that we don't make these common mistakes. We don't do things without installing in our mind proper habits of thought. Does that make sense to you? So if you were to take the Course for Men, and I truly advise it, not just for this issue, but for all things, because it'll raise your marriage to the level that it's supposed to be, which is where you're totally in love, your happiness is ever increasing. Yes, and you could get there from where you are now. Where you are now is a failure of not understanding how to drive your marriage. Your marriage is supposed to produce ever-increasing happiness and ever-expanding love. And these are not just cute things that I tell you. This is a reality. It's what marriage is intended to do. Just like a car is intended to take you to a certain place, of course you have to know how to drive it. Your marriage is intended to keep increasing your happiness literally every single day. Literally every single day. And it's also intended to fill you, your mind, your heart, with ever expanding love. Love is a tangible reality that is not of the senses. It's not material. Your mind is not able to wrap around it, but you can learn how to make this happen. I'm sure this was useful for you. If you have more questions, put it in a comment section. We want you to experience marriage the way it is intended. because if I ever see you walking down the street, I want to see a smile on your face. My name is Paul Friedman. I founded the Marriage Foundation, and hopefully we'll see you again. Thank you, and take care.